The UK Trade Investment Services, really if you don't know a market you can't sell to it. So we are very, very keen that companies do research their markets first of all. We have a website with sector pages and country pages. So a sector page could well be fashion, country page could be USA. And on there it actually gives the business opportunities. You can register on the portal what you do, and then when overseas buyers are looking, they can pick up that information from the UK Trade and Invest website. We do a thing which is called an OMIS report, and it's an acronym, OMIS, for Overseas Market Information Service. And that's a service where you commission research to be carried out by the commercial officers overseas to maybe come back with some relative information for that market. So, for instance, if you was thinking of Japan and you particularly wanted to hit the high-end boutiques, and you think, right, I would like to have meetings with those high-end boutiques, first things first would be engaging with our overseas post in Japan, because they would come back and say, well, who are you? Who have you sold to in the UK? Let's look at your quality. Then they would engage with those buyers and kind of do a matchmaking to give you an opportunity to go and have a meeting with them, providing, obviously, your products were of interest. There's also a scheme which is called the Export Market Research Scheme, and that has some match funding to get you overseas so that you can go and do the research yourself. You can go and do some competitive analysis. You maybe even would look to see where you would position yourself in the market. What are those price points? How big are the ranges that are held within those shops? How wide are they? Where would your product sit in those shops? Who would it sit alongside? So it kind of gives some match funding so you can go and do the research. So that when you do talk to the buyers, you're coming from a place of strength because you know the answers, because you've been out there and seen their marketplace. We also have a scheme which is called Passport to Export. That's to new or novice exporters, again, small companies that have less than 25% of their turnover from exports. And it's a combination of UK Trade and Investment Services with a match funding component. In London, we can only run 200 passports, as we call them, across all sectors. And you can imagine in London we have thousands of people that would like to go onto this scheme. So what we do try and do is assess where you are now, and then when you're ready, get you onto the scheme and slot you in. What we do offer right now is one-to-one meetings. So if you think it's something you're interested in, or it may be part of your strategic growth plans, then, and you have some issues, or you've had an inquiry from somewhere in France and you need some help, then you can come along to us and we can give you some time. There isn't a charge.